Welcome to the Fightin Phil's pregame show. Fightin Phil's broadcaster Jake Starr, joined alongside by Bob McCool, and the man in the middle is the skipper of the Reading Fightin Phils, Al Pedrique, as we're ahead of Game 2 of a 6-game set between the Fightin Phils and the Hartford Yard Goats. And Reading, Al is coming off a 7-1 victory yesterday over Hartford. Had a little more than 24 hours to kind of look back on that game. What did you like from the group in the first matchup of the series?
Well, guys, nice to see you guys again. Definitely, I was very pleased the way we came out and played the game, not only because we won, but the energy, the intensity, and how well we prepared in a short period of time. The guys did it well. The pitching, like I always said, the pitching is the key that sets the tempo from pitch number one, and that's what Skiro did last night, gave us a chance, kept on the game, and fortunately for us, we swung the bat a lot better early in the game, scored early, and we played with the lead the whole time.
What do you think was the difference with Noah Skiro last night as opposed to what he did in the first 4 starts?
I would say he was more aggressive yesterday, attacking the zone, working in the count with authority. I thought he did a good job of mixing up his pitches, used the inside, outside part of the plate, but more so, like I said, he was in the count, he trusts his defense, and then he was a different guy last night.
And a couple of other bats in the lineup also kind of really started to bounce back after slower starts. And one's William Simonite, who had a big 2-run triple yesterday, had a home run last weekend in Portland, added a double late in the game on Sunday in Portland as well. Just what have you liked from Simonite from kind of this recent stretch for him?
Well, the fact that he's been working very hard with our hitting coach, Stassi, trying to figure out some things mechanical and build the confidence where he can go to the plate and wait for a pitch that he can drive instead of creating, forcing the issue, and to start chasing a lot of stuff out of the strike zone. This is the kid that, we all know when you're the second catcher and you don't get plenty of bats throughout the week, it's hard to maintain the sharpness and the concentration. But he's done a great job by preparing himself day in and day out, also with his defense and Kyle, our catching instructor. They're both working very hard every day, so I'm glad that he had a good game in Portland, and the ones yesterday came out through with a BRBI.
We've talked with each other about different ways to win baseball games. There's a lot of ways to win baseball games. You scored 7 runs yesterday on 8 hits. And because what happened, and the difference was, is that you took advantage of walks. Before Simon Knight's hit, triple, there were 2 walks. Before Marcus Lee Sang's home run, there was a walk. You turn a walk in the late innings into a sacrifice fly and another run. Just every time they made a mistake, ultimately you make a pay for it.
Definitely. Those are situations you got to take advantage of. And be able to, when you walk, take what the pitcher is giving you at the time. Walk. We got guys that can steal some bases, and then we got to play the small game. Move guys over to third base, sacrifice fly. Most of the time this year we've been more aggressive. We run us in third, ball in the dirt, anticipate to dirt ball with breaking ball count. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can score runs and not sit back and wait for the long ball the whole time. And I feel like we have a team that they can drive the ball to other park. Guys that they can use for a hit run, give them the green light, steal some bases, and if we pitch well and play solid defense and keep us in the game, we're going to be able to win a lot of close games.
And you talk about manufacturing runs, and you talk about situational hitting. We were talking about it on the air yesterday. You guys lead the league with the most sacrifice flies so far this season. When it comes to situational hitting, you can talk about it a lot, but how do you actually put those things into play? Is it something you guys rep in the cages? Do you guys try to rep it at batting practice, or is it more just kind of having that baseball IQ and knowing, oh, runner on second, no outs, I have to go the other way?
No, that's something that we work in the cage. We talk about it, obviously, and we talk about situation. What the guy on the mound's trying to do to you when you come to the plate with runners at third, less than 2 out, you have the infield in. He's the one who's going to have to throw strike. He's the one who's going to have to elevate the pitch that you can drive. Stay away from chasing changeups, slide it down the zone where he's trying to force you to hit ground balls. So we need to be more selective, be aggressive at the same time. It's kind of hard to do, but we got to be smart and see what that guy on the mound is trying to do when you come to the plate in those situations. When we are on the field during batting practice, yes, we have a round that we call a hit run, get him over to third, running third, less than 2 outs, infield in, infield back. So yes, we work on those things, but the key is be patient, trust yourself, and let the pitcher elevate the ball.
The other thing that happened last night was you got production at the bottom of your order. Everybody wants to bat first. Everybody wants to bat third. Somebody has to bat 8. Somebody has to bat 9. Last night, if my memory's right, I think it was 4 RBIs out of and 5 runs scored out of your 8 and 9 hole hitters.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody, needs to understand what the role is, and everybody needs to understand that it's going to take 28-man roster guys in order to win games. In order somebody will get a chance one night in particular and be the hero. But we need for everybody to contribute, and if at the top of the lineup is not getting done, well, the middle is going to have to figure it out. The bottom of the lineup, somebody will have to pick somebody up, and that's what happened yesterday's game. We got the bottom of the lineup, got on base, and then we got the top of the lineup. So that's the one thing I talked to the team, the offense, about. We have to figure out how we can roll the lineup over, so we have the B-boys coming out, laying the game, we got some bases.
And I don't know if you were aware of this stat or not, but Marcus Lee Sang, when he's hitting the 9-hole this year, is over a 300 hitter, and that's the best compared to any other spot in the lineup he's been at. Two-part question here. A, is it something that you have kept in mind of Marcus, putting him in the bottom of the lineup to get more results? And B, why is it when he's in the bottom of the lineup he's seeing such results?
Well, I like to have some kind of speed in the bottom part of the lineup, because with that 9th hitter, 8 or 9th hitter, get some base, you know there's a good chance that he's going to stay still second base or still third base, and then you got runners in scoring position, and then you have your leadoff hitter, second, third, and fourth coming up for a good chance for an RBI. And I feel it throughout the years. I see guys, when you drop them up down the lineup a little, they're relaxed, seem like they can enjoy the game more, or they make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches. So it's something that they do as a young hitter. Once you move them up, and then they want to hit home runs. They get out of the plan. They start panicking. So right now for Lee Sen, that's the plan. Keep him down the lineup until his confidence get back. Once we have the need to move him to the top, he's going to get a chance.
All right, so you bring up a guy who needs a boost of confidence, and that takes us to Carlos De La Cruz. Back in the lineup tonight, just hasn't found it so far. He was the model of consistency last year, hasn't been able to find it. I would imagine that most of his work right now is all about just building his confidence.
Oh, definitely, 100%, Bob. I mean, that's the one thing that, the hitting coach, I talked to him. Some people that came to town a couple of weeks ago did the same thing. And we want to make sure that he understands that you're going to have ups and downs. Not to try to do too much, and that's what he's doing right now. He's trying to do too much. He thinks that he's going to be the guy every day, and which is not going to happen. So we want to make sure that when he goes to the plate, get a good pitch to hit, draw the ball hard on the ground. Once you get him up in the air, it's going to go because he has the power. Right. But right now, we want to make sure that he goes to the plate, or he plays the game one pitch at a time, one day at a time.
So to circle back to where we started with Noah Skiro and how he took some time off, didn't pitch at all last week in Portland, and goes out and has his best start of the season. Efrain Contreras starts tonight. Similar situation. He's been on the IL for a couple of weeks, comes off tonight, gets a start. For somebody like Contreras, what's going to be the key to see similar results that Skiro had, struggling early, then trying to find a way to bounce back?
Well, I feel like both of these guys are very similar. If they don't throw a lot of pitches in the first 2 innings, they have a good chance to give us a quality outing, and they have a chance to pitch probably through 4 or 5 innings. And that's going to be the key for Contreras today. If he can pitch through the lineup for the second or third time, he's going to have a good outing.
You talked to us at the beginning of the year about Lachlan Wells, and you kind of smiled when you brought him up about how you kind of like watching him pitch. With the exception of his little bit of time when it's able, that's about the only thing that slowed him down. There's nothing about him that scouts are going to jump up and down about, but when you watch him pitch, he's been extraordinarily effective.
I know it's funny because somebody made a comment like that to me the other day. Well, he doesn't throw hard,
right,
but you have to watch him every time he pitches.
Right.
I mean, he knows how to pitch. He changes speed well. He's not afraid to use the changeup on fastball counts, and he's always working handy counts. Very aggressive, and this is the guy that has shown everybody that he's not going to be intimidated where he's at in the lineup, runners on base or not. He's going to be himself. He's going to keep us in the game, and that's what he's done every time he's been on the mound.
So a couple quick ones for me before I let you go. Number one, you talked about kind of Skiro Contreras having a couple of shutdown innings, but for the team as a whole, it's very cliche when I say getting out to a fast start is very important, but this team more than ever feels like if they get out to a lead, they find themselves winning a lot of ball games. Is there anything you guys can rep in particular, or is it more just kind of mentally getting yourself in that mindset right away that, hey, we got to get out there, a couple shutdown innings in the field, and we have to find a way to score a few runs early?
Well, Jay, two things. From the pitching standpoint, once we score, we have this thing we call shutdown. So they know that once we get the lead or we score that inning, they got to go back out and do the best they can to bring us back in the dugout right away. Keep the defense off the field. So it's not putting pressure on them. It's to show them the importance when you have the lead or your team just scored and we close. We have to throw a strike. We have to challenge the hitter, trust your defense. From the offense standpoint, once we have the lead, we got to keep the foot on the pedal. We got to keep putting pressure on the defense while we run the bases. We're on the plate. If they walk us, take the walk. Be happy with the walk. We're going to steal bases. We're going to run the bases very good. So both areas combined, if we do that on the daily basis, definitely we're going to win a lot of games.
And then last one real quick, you've had a chance over the last few days to tell a handful of guys they're going up to AAA. Max Lazar most recently goes up today. Jim Haley and Bo Burrows this past weekend in Portland. We talked about it a lot last year, how much you love telling guys that news, but for those three in particular, I'm sure it's always pretty cool to tell guys, hey, you're heading up to Lehigh Valley.
Well, anytime you got to bring the player to your office and let them know you're going to AAA or you're going to the big league. It's a great feeling as a coach, as a manager, because you watch how these kids go by their business day in and day out, working hard, preparing themselves. Some of the guys are struggling, and you want to be there for them and support them on a daily basis. Obviously, when they get the opportunity to go up, definitely it's like I said, well, I did my job. Who's next?
So Max Lazar, the latest are filled to head up to Lehigh Valley. And like Al says, we'll see who is next. But for now, the Fightin' Phils and the Yard Goats return to action 6:45 tonight. Lineups and first pitch coming up after this. Big thank you to the skipper, Al Pedrique, for joining us. My broadcast partner, Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr, saying thank you for tuning in.